Hey, Whiskers! Puss, 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 puss. Good cat. Now viewers, I'm going to try and finally make use of this voltmeter. Stick it in here. What I'm going to do, I got this Lanson enclosure, terminal box enclosure. They're going to throw in a bin at work. I got this with the other scores I had, the stuff that they're going to throw in a bin. I'll stick that on the back of that meter, drill 2 holes and bolt the voltmeter terminals through that, and clamp this to the back of that voltmeter and put like padding or something to protect it so it covers all the live parts. And my wire will come in through here, or any of these two, probably block this one here off, and the wire will come through there and terminate at the meter. And then it'll be cover the live parts of that meter behind the back, so it's all safe. So essentially all I'm going to do, I'm going to cover the, let me get out the raggy, just so I don't scratch and damage anything. So that's going to be like that. That capacitor's the right value to give you the right reading on that meter. So drill 2 holes. Whiskers! Whiskers! Don't you piss on my stuff? I'm going to stick that in the back like that. I might have to come up with a way to have it like a protective washers or something around here, just so this sits squarely, and also covers the exposed live parts. So I'll be using some sort of pad of some sort to protect that. Yeah, you've got that much clearance between that and the back of that cover there. Would be good enough for this to cover the live parts, and that would go onto my meter board. But I don't think I have a hole saw that big. That's going to be a challenge, cutting a nice neat hole for this to bolt into. Anyway, I probably should go to Big W, buy one of those bloody renovator drill bits. They cut at all angles. That would be the freaking best way to do it. It's nice and universal, that sort of stuff. So I've got to find some sort of material, like a safe material I could put on here to take up the gap between the live parts and this in the back of that meter. I wonder what I've got to do that. It's quite a heavy duty IP66 enclosure, that. Anyway, that'll become useful. Hey cat, happy. We'll go okay, yours well. Just on these speakers, I did a repair video on this once before. I had a resistor that was disconnected out of the circuit. What actually happened, it actually snapped off. I resoldered that, and I initially thought the tweeters were blown on one of these, but it's not. I've actually put a jumper across this crossover capacitor, and it turns out that capacitor's open circuit. That's why the tweeter don't work. These are pretty nice sounding speakers. They sound real nice on that amp. They're the same rating as them ones. 8 ohms, max 10 watt, although they are overrated a little bit on the outside. But they're actually 10 watt speakers, but they're Japanese. And they got a hole in the middle of the dust cap, a vent in the middle of the dust cap, with a little mesh to stop dust getting in. What the holes in the middle of the dust cap do, it allows extra air to circulate through the voice coil to keep them cool. I quite like that idea. That was common on vintage speakers at that time, in the 70s. And blower pumps use that principle today as well. I know the VY Club Sport speakers, the blower pumped ones, the stock ones, use that same vented dust cap principle. They keep the voice coil cool. It's quite a good idea. Pioneer tweeter, they're actually Pioneer speakers too. They're just branded silver. Shin Shirasuna Electric Corp Japan. Model SX301. They're actually Pioneer speakers. Any old Japanese stuff's good there. They make stuff better than Japanese. A test. Yep, more than 40 ohms. In circuit leaky. Yeah, it's open circuit because all I did is jump that across with this, and the tweeter worked beautifully. So I'm going to replace that with some of these old car ones. There's millions of these around. That's all I got in stock. So 2.2 microfarad, S-Con brand, 25 volt, 35 volt surge, bipolar, 2.2 microfarad. That's a 2.2. Replace it with a 3.3. I think that should be alright. Reason being, I don't have any bipolar actuals in my stash. I've only got normal DC caps. You got to use bipolar so they don't block one way and pop when you put sound through these or distort a bit. So use bipolar caps. I'll desolder those. Put one there. Yeah. I'm going to change both these capacitors and the other one to this too, in both sets of speakers. Because yeah, the caps have gone they've dried out over the years. Anyway, let's do the repair, give them a good test. I know they sound bloody nice on that amp. They should sound a lot better with new capacitors. New capacitors are in. Let's test these old ones. Here's the other one. This speaker. If I get the clips on there the right way. Yeah, I think it came off. It did too. That one's open circuit, I think. Is it? Get on there, you little bugger. It is too, it's open circuit. There you go. One speaker, the capacitor was open circuit, the tweeter wasn't working at all, and this one here was leaky. The tweeter was barely making any bloody notice. Well, noticeable sound coming out of it, but it did work, but not really efficiently. I couldn't hear it very well. These ought to sound really good now with the new capacitors. All they do is filter out the low noise and just allow a high-pitched, high-end noise to them. That's basically all they do. There you go. Ooh, a bit high. 3.14 ohms, it's supposed to be 3.14 microfarad, it's supposed to be 2.2. It's best to replace both of them, even though one sort of half did work. So if you place both capacitors and both speakers and match them, the speakers will sound the same. So replace one in one speaker, might as well replace them both to match them. So I did that. Anyway, let's see if I can do a test. I won't record much because I got copyrighted music on my iPod there. No, I don't think I got any royalty free or stuff that's in the public domain on that. Not on that one. Anyway, they ought to sound real nice. That's that repair done for now. Thanks for watching.